what you're doing, I want you to be completely aware of what you're approving in this special exception. It wasn't stated specifically, so what I'm going to tell you is the lot sizes are way different than what's allowed in an RC zone. So even if a density transfer was part of the original special exception, the lots are only 40 by 70 feet, typically. That's 2,800 feet for a lot. It's less than 1/3 of the required 9,000 square feet that's required in an RC zone. The lot width is 40 feet. That's 35 feet short of the 75-foot minimum required. Lot length of 70 feet is 50 feet short of the 120 required on a 75-foot lot. Front setback of 20 feet is 5 feet short. Maximum lot coverage of 60% is 171% over 35% max requirement. So if this is going to set a precedent, I'm really concerned, because what we're going to see is wherever we have a sewer, which is now going to come into the on A1A all the way up to Marineland, we're going to see 16 homes in 3.5 acres. I mean, this is crazy. So just wanted you to know what you're looking at in this special exception, rather. Thank you.
Thank you. We have anyone else?
My name is Mario Stimis. I live right across the street from this development, so I'm very, very familiar with that area. What Mr. Steele didn't mention is that his water
Excuse me, sir. Talk to the mic, please.
Yeah, cost close to $10,000, right? So it's important for him to have good water there. Also, I want to second the concerns from the previous speakers about turning into the development. It's absolutely impossible there. So the solution would be, Michael, a turning lane there. That should be a requirement. And I also second the concerns about hurricanes and water. During the last storm, it was Hurricane 1 or tropical storm, difficult to say. So I live on the west side, right? The water came actually very close to my door. The highway was, the highway A1A was totally flooded. And there's also a component about evacuation plans. So we are talking about adding at least 50 people, right, to evacuation plans that they will need to change. Last but not least, I am also concerned about sewage. Ronnie said that he actually approved this on behalf of Matanzas Shore, the connection last October, which is fine. However, the capacity there is changing very dynamically. Why? Because and by the way, it's not a public, it's private. The plant serves 3 new developments there. So Richmond Home is still building there, KB is still building there, HR is still building there, right? So there's still lots of houses that go in that need to use that capacity. So by the time everyone is done there, the capacity of that treatment plant may change dramatically. So that must be a condition of approval if we get to an approval, which most of the speakers tend to say that we should not. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Do we have anyone else? Right up. Come on, right up, ma'am.
Hello, my name is Elizabeth Kowalski, and I live with my husband, Mark, in Willowwoods. I just wanted to reinforce for you gentlemen to come and see the piece of land that you are wanted to make a decision today. It's a very small piece of land. It's always flooded. I don't think anybody can build on it. That was it. Just wanted to make sure that you guys go and look at that.
Thank you. We have anyone else that would like to come up for public comment before we close out? All right, so seeing none, I would like to give this opportunity to the applicant for rebuttal.
Thank you, Chairman. We have our engineer here, Luke, to answer some of the technical questions that were asked. So I'll address some of the non-technical ones. There was a comment about Washington Oaks State Park. Adam, can we put the point back up? I'm sorry. So you know where Washington Oaks State Park is, and there's another property in between ours and Washington Oaks State Park. We had approached, right there, just to the south of ours, there's a lot. I think the county can talk about their attempts maybe to purchase that. Years ago, we talked to the county about purchasing ours, and it wasn't available, or they weren't able to do that. And I don't know if it made the list for your environmental lands group, right? No. So, the concept about Washington Oaks wanting to buy it, I'm sure they'd love to buy it, but we've looked at that in the area, 6-8 years ago, and there was no opportunity for the state to buy it. Needless to say, a couple of the other things that we talked about before we get to the technical is the approval. About 2016, we worked with the county and the county attorney's office and the planning department and asked for a vested rights determination. Adam talked about the vested rights determination that says, as a matter of right, we don't need present approval for this project. All we would do is just submit a site plan. And as long as the site plan looks substantially similar, it shall be approved. So there were some comments in here that I wanted to make sure the community understood that this isn't a request to approve a new development on a vacant piece of property. This is what's approved there today. All we're asking to do is, with the community benefit that the county has been asking us to pursue, that we have attained, as you heard from the sewer issue, that we'd like to change it to detached single-family types. And yes, they're smaller lots, and as it is very similar to the one down in Beverly Beach. So that's the plan. So again, just making sure everybody understands that there's an approved plan here right now. The lots and Dennis's comments about precedent, you always have to be concerned about that. And I know Sean in particular and Al are concerned about precedents, but that's why it's a special exception. The law on special exception says that you can grant things like this and you can attach conditions to it. And as long as those conditions are met, it would be binding on the developer. Now, could there be another opportunity where somebody comes with a program that they're asking for a special exception and concerned about precedents? Well, that's not really the case, because at any time you can put conditions on there. So this isn't setting a precedent for the county, so you don't have to worry about that. And I think Sean would agree. So with that, I think I've addressed all those non-technical questions, and Luke is going to answer some of the things that were asked, specifics.
Good evening, board members. My name is Luke Kulich. I'm the project manager with Zevcon and Associates, 300 Interchange Boulevard, Ormond Beach, Florida. I'd like to start with the traffic concerns. So that everybody knows, we're working with Lassiter Transportation, the owner engaged LTG, to study the site and help with the traffic studies and some of the permitting aspects. As part of their initial study, their recommendation is to provide a left turn lane into the site, just because of the concerns that everybody mentioned here this evening. So there will be a left turn lane into the property around that curvature coming southerly. And then we also envision a right turn taper into the property, just to make it more convenient for the residents to enter the property. So that covers the traffic items. In terms of the water concerns, I completely understand the concerns, but I want everyone to understand that any improvements on the site would require stormwater treatment. We're doing the traditional stormwater collection and treatment system. We're removing a drain field from the site based on what's been approved. And to me, that's a huge improvement. Connecting into a collection system and then into the Matanzas treatment plant versus doing a stormwater treatment, I think that's a huge improvement on the site in terms of quality or seepage concerns into the groundwater. In terms of some of the concerns about the homes being flooded, the first floors are going to be garages. They're not going to be livable spaces, so you're going to have at least a 9-foot high garage with frangible walls for flood protection. And we're also going to be working with a coastal construction consultant for the FDEP permitting, which will set minimum finished floor elevations that DEP cites in their studies. They may have upgraded it after the latest storm events. We're going to get into that as we get into final engineering and design. But again, the owner is engaging a coastal construction consultant. We're going to work with them to set the minimum finished floor elevations. And again, the first floors will provide that 9-foot ceiling to the bottom